raining or if the temperature is over 80 degrees. So raining outside today. So we will have a dome game as the Raiders prepare to take on the Houston Texans. Tom Cable, in his first full season as the head coach with the Raiders, took over last year as the interim coach for Lane Kiffin, coached 12 games and got the job during the offseason. His team, they're disappointing last week, 27-3 loss to Denver. Meanwhile, Gary Kubiak and the Texans losing to Jacksonville 31-24, fumbling the ball on the goal line with an opportunity to tie as the game came to an end. Fifth meeting between these two teams. Texans lead the series 3-1, and the Texans won the toss. They've elected to receive. Sebastian Janikowski will send it away. Andre Davis, number 11, is back deep, short kick, and it's picked up at the 35-yard line. John Beasing, right place, right time, good hands as he covers up the football. First down and 10 at the 37-yard line for the Texans. Andre Johnson at the bottom of your screen, and they hand it off to Slayton. Slayton, maybe a yard on the play. No, they're going to say no gain. Richard Seymour with the tackle. Let's take a look at the kickoff, Steve.
Well, they call it a mortar kick. It's a deliberate little pooch kick. You try and drop it right over the back of the front line. Beasing alertly grabs it, exactly what he's supposed to do. Grab it and just make sure that at the end of the day, the end of the play, you have the football.
Second down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Schaub giving it to Slayton again. He breaks it back with running room, lowers his shoulder, and Slayton picks up a first down. It's a gain of 10. First down and 10 at the 48-yard line. They pitch it to Slayton. Slayton with a hole, breaks it inside, and gets inside Raiders territory. Tommy Kelly with the tackle. It's a gain of 3. Second down and 7 from the 49. Play action. Schaub setting up, looking, throws on the run, knocked down. Beautifully done by Chris Johnson, but there is a flag.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of things going on this play. Schaub breaks contain. Andre Johnson got pushed out of bounds and tried to come back in and catch it. It was knocked away, but now there's going to be a holding penalty on the defense, which is why Andre Johnson went out of bounds in the first place. A lot of battling going on the outside.
Holding. Defense, number 37. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Once Andre Johnson steps out of bounds on the sideline, he's finished. He can't catch a pass. But Matt Schaub doesn't see this. Watch here as he gets up, and then he goes, and there you see, got knocked out. It was a pretty good play there, because if Johnson doesn't push him out of bounds, Johnson's going to get a touchdown. If you can follow my beat.
I understand.
Yeah,
First down and 10 at the 44. Slayton is a single setback. Schaub, straight drop, steps up, finds Daniels. Oh, my goodness. Incomplete. Owen Daniels trying to go after the one-handed spectacular catch, and this young man is turning out in his 4th year to be one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
Absolutely, you'll see why. When he comes across, Schaub waits on him. He's got a lot of patience. He has a lot of trust in him because he knows he's got to fit that in there, and Daniels almost pulls this in. You see how he tips it to himself, and it really is. It's a pretty good defensive play by Mike Huff, knocking that football away to force the interception, or the incompletion.
Would have been an 18-yard gain, second and 10 at the 44. Out of the eye, Slayton makes the first man miss. He's tripped up, taken down by the middle linebacker, Kirk Morrison, and no gain on the play.
We mentioned in the open how good Matt Schaub has been in this offense, and he really has. But the thing that you got to know is they do need the run game to step up, because it opens up the passing game. Matt Schaub loves to fake a handoff, drop back, and throw it. And if nobody's really worried about the fact that you may hand it off, it really doesn't help your passing game at all.
Third down and 10 at the 44. Here's Schaub in trouble, and he's sacked. Great pressure by the Raiders. They make Schaub step up, and they get him. And that is Greg Ellis, number 99, 12th year out of North Carolina, loss of 4.
This is great pressure, Gus. You said it, by the entire front 4. Schaub avoids the pressure on the right and steps right into Ellis, trying to go to daylight, and that's exactly how your front four is supposed to work. If you can get pressure, if the Raiders can continue to get pressure with just their front four, this is going to be a really long day for Matt Schaub.
Only the 5th time. Welcome back, no score. Raiders take over at their own 14-yard line. As Jamarcus Russell starts in the shotgun, Darren McFadden stands next to him. Zach Miller, the motion man. Jamarcus fires in the flats, and he has his receiver, Lewis Murphy. And Murphy, the rookie out of Florida, picks up 3 yards, 2nd and 7 at the 17. Here's the handoff, McFadden, nowhere to go. Great pursuit. Smith coming down and making the tackle. 3rd down and 11 at the 13-yard line for the Raiders. Here's Russell out of the shotgun again. Scrambles out of the pocket, in trouble, throws on the run over the middle, and it's caught. Todd Watkins with the reception, but not enough for a 1st down as McCain comes up with the tackle, and it's a gain of 8. Oakland will send it away.
Well, you've got a chance to see Jamarcus get outside the pocket. He's a great athlete, and he has a huge arm, and they're just waiting for him to learn enough about the quarterback position in the NFL to make plays like that all the time, not just once in a while.
Jacoby Jones back deep at the 25. Shane Leckler will punt it away, one of the best in the NFL, and he hangs this one in the air. Jones coming up, fields it at the 30. Jones looking for a seam, and he will be gobbled up quickly. No score from Houston. Raiders and the Texans. Texans with the football at their own 31-yard line, 1st down. Out of the eye, Leach and Slayton in the backfield. Johnson crosses, that one batted, incomplete. Greg Ellis making a play once again as he swats that one down.
Yeah, the defense of the Raiders is playing extremely well early on. If you look at that first series, it started out with Richard Seymour coming out and making the play, and then you see this right off the bat, first play, Ellis getting his hand out there. Both clubs trying to get the quarterback to get the ball out of his hands right away. I think that's a nod to how good the Raiders are up front.
Brings up 2nd down. Matt Schaub is the highest rated passer in the NFL since week 7 of last season with a 103.9 rating. He steps up in the pocket. Oh, wide open! Watch out! Burn down the sideline! That's Andre Johnson, the superstar.
Gus, you want to know why he's a superstar? Watch what Andre Johnson does to Chris Johnson one-on-one. This is what the Raiders do. It's their identity. They put their guy on your guy. Let's see what you got. Watch Andre Johnson. Chris Johnson looks in. He cuts off. He thinks he's going to pick it off. Andre Johnson just leaves him behind. And watch Matt Schaub, how cool and composed he is in the pocket. The play action comes out, looks down the center of the field, then late comes out to his right, throws it, and ends up on his back. Never sees if Andre Johnson catches it.
That's a gain of 62. Slayton running the football. Andre Johnson last week against Jacksonville, 4 catches, 86 yards. And already here in the 1st quarter, he has a huge reception.
Well, he's as good a receiver as you'll find in the NFL. We talked to the great cornerback of the Raiders, Nnamdi Asomugha, about him. Said, you know, how good is he? Well, he's in the top handful. You get to 3 guys or 4 guys. He's one of those guys. And when you start talking about which one of those guys is better, well, then you start talking about, well, you know, it's minutia that differentiates him. He's one of the top players of his position in the National Football League, without question. 2nd
down and goal at the 8-yard line. Schaub back to pass, pump fake, pumps again, now he takes off. Looking, fires incomplete. Third down and goal, Schaub again, over the middle, no. That one deflected. Ricky Brown, the outside linebacker, 4th-year man out of Boston College, deflects the football, and the Raiders keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, Ricky Brown made a nice play. He just read Schaub's eyes. Schaub kind of stared it down on that red zone pass, and this is really the problem. You see he's looking, finally lets it go, and Brown comes all the way from the other side. He begins as the longer quarterback looks, Gus, the less the defense believes he's going to throw back to the other side, so they gravitate toward his eyes.
Chris Brown from 26 yards away, and he bangs it home. Line drive. Justin Miller is back deep. They let it go through. He picks it up at the 10-yard line. And Miller looking for a hole or break it back, and Andre Davis is there waiting. A 5-yard return. First down and 10 at the 14-yard line. McFadden running over the left side. And McFadden gets up to the 15, make it the 16-yard line. Mario Williams with the tackle. That's a gain of 2.
You talk about this Texan defense, you always start with that guy right there, Mario Williams. Then you look at the new guys, it's Brian Cushing from USC. Everybody you talk to thinks this guy is headed for greatness. He's an intense player. He's really changed the way this team practices as a defense. And although they've been up and down this year on their side of the ball, they do have reason for optimism.
Second down and 8 at the 16-yard line. Russell, play fake. In trouble, and he's sacked. Amobi Okoye. And that's what they want from this kid.
Okoye went right around Cooper Carlisle. The guard watches. He comes up 91, just gives him the quick swim move. Boom, right into the backfield. Russell had no chance. And that's why Amobi Okoye, really, you stand next to him, Gus, it's amazing. He's not very tall. You look at defensive linemen around the league, and they're all enormous. This guy's not, but he still can make plays because of his athleticism.
Only the 3rd sack of the year for the Texans. 3rd down and 13 at the 11. They hand it off. Michael Bush, nothing. Another great job by D'Amico Ryans coming up and making the play. And the Raiders will have to punt.
And this is the thought, Gus. You see these guys for the Texans play defense like this, and they'll do this for a quarter and a half or so, and then all of a sudden the Raiders will break one, or their opponent will break one for 85 yards and a touchdown, or 70 yards and a touchdown. They play great at times, and then they play horrendous at any given moment.
Shane Leckler in the punt from his own end zone. And he sends away a beautiful punt.
Wow.
Jacoby Jones from the 20. Gets outside. Needs a block. Jacoby Jones all the way up to the 45. And welcome back. Texans, led by Matt Schaub, have the football at the 44. First down. And a flag on the play.
Encroachment. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's rookie Desmond Bryant.
Yeah, the reason they're going to call this is because he touches the helmet right there. You see how the helmet's touched? He can jump in there if he gets fooled, but if you touch them, the play's over.
Guess where he went to college, Steve? Same college as our James Brown. He went to Harvard.
Do they have offsides penalties at Harvard?
Well, your son's at Cornell. You can't talk. First down and 5 at the 49.
I'll see Harvard soon enough.
That's right. Leach and Slayton in the backfield. Here's Slayton. And Slayton tripped up. Great job. Tommy Kelly knifing in. And he trips him. No gain on the play. So the Texans are still having a problem getting the running game going.
Well, it really is. It comes down to this, Gus. In so many games the Texans have been in, they can score points with their passing game. So they've been able to hand it off enough times to stay balanced. But they haven't got any production out of it. And Gary Kubiak is one of those guys. He has an offense he likes to run, and the play action is a big part of it. If you can't run it, it takes away from your effectiveness.
Steve Slayton, 6 carries, 12 yards, so he's averaging 2 yards a carry. Here he goes again. Tripped over his own man. Fumbled the ball. Looks like the Raiders have it. Was he down? No, it's Oakland's football.
Yeah, it looked like Slayton went down and planted his face into the into the turf. And
Matt Shaughnessy with the recovery.
I thought that's what caused the fumble, but the officials say no, the ball was out before he was down, and it goes the other way. Watch here as he comes down. We'll see if the ground caused the fumble. And I think it did. I don't think there's any question. He does the face plant right at midfield, and that's what causes the ball to come out. He trips over his own guy, as you said, Gus. That's Casey Studdard starting for Chester Pitts, and the ball caused the fumble. The ground caused the fumble. But the problem is, Gus, and you think about it, nobody touched him. So he wasn't down. His own guy tripped him, so he's still alive right there, and the ball comes loose. So this will be a fumble. Even though the ground causes it, it's live because he has not been touched by a Raider. So this should stay with the Raiders' first down. You see there, now the ground can't cause a fumble, but that's only after you've been tackled. You see here, he's still alive. If he got up, if Kelly didn't fall on him, he could get up and run with the ball. But because he wasn't touched, that's going to be Raiders' first down.
Houston has declined the challenge on the ruling on the field.
Yeah, see, I think they saw that upstairs. That's exactly right. That's exactly what you should have done. The crowd doesn't like it because they feel the ground caused the fumble. It was not a fumble. It was a loose ball.
So Gary Kubiak elects not to burn a timeout because he understands the rule as you do, Steve. So the Raiders now with a great opportunity. They take over inside Houston territory at the 43. Slayton fumbling the football. Let's see what Jamarcus Russell and this offense can do. Michael Bush lines up in the backfield. Russell back to pass. Pulls it down. Throws on the run. Great throw and a catch by Zach Miller. Cushing with the tackle, but Jamarcus Russell put that one on a line. A gain of 12. We saw the Ravens destroy Cleveland last week. Joe Flacco, one of the great young talents in this league. Matt Ryan, also another young quarterback down in Atlanta. And
prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 51, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And talking to Tom Cable yesterday, he said Joe Flacco's, Matt Ryan's come along once every 15 years. They still feel really good about Jamarcus Russell, and they think that over time he's really going to come on.
Yeah, the question is, can they give him enough time to get his feet under himself and to become a great quarterback? Yeah, and this right here, there's a problem here. Jamarcus Russell wanted some motion and tried to get his guy to come in. Lewis Murphy didn't know he was supposed to go in motion.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You see there, Jamarcus Russell gave him the signal by lifting his heel. He didn't see it. So he brought his hand up to try and get him to go in motion, and his offensive lineman jumped. That's a rare occasion when I think a wide receiver caused the penalty on the entire offensive line.
Eric Pierce, the left guard. First down and 20 at the 41. Draw play. Bush. And Bush gets to the 37. Russell. Underneath. Incomplete. Hayward Bay, the intended receiver. Pollard, the safety, covering him.
And that ball was just in the dirt. You know, Hayward Bay does a good job trying to go down and scoop it out, but watch as it comes out. And I'll tell you what, Russell's got nothing if not a big arm, and that ball just kind of gets through him. You can catch, that should be a caught ball, no question. It could be better thrown, it could be better caught, but that's two rookies working together, actually a rookie receiver working a young quarterback. So, you know, I think both ends can take some blame.
Third down and 16 at the 37-yard line. Out of the gun. Russell over the middle. Caught. Miller. And Miller crawls forward to the 27. A 9-yard gain. Not enough for first down. D'Amico Ryans, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. And that'll bring out Sebastian Janikowski, looking to tie this game in his 10th season. And he was a high-round draft pick and has been the model, or a model, of consistency for this Oakland Raiders team. In to attempt a 46-yarder.
I'll tell you what, Gus, he got off to a bad start in his career, too, Janikowski. Now he's great.
Get it down and up and good. Sebastian Janikowski, a first-round pick out of Florida State back in 2000, nails the 46-yard field goal to tie the game up here in Houston. 2:33 remaining in the first quarter. Andre Davis back deep. He missed some time with the concussion. Now Davis will bring it out of the end zone. He's healthy. Breaks it to the sideline. And is pushed out of bounds at the 31. Steve Slayton out of the game. He's replaced by Ryan Moats, the former Eagle. Play fake. Schaub looking. Sets up a screen. Daniels. And Daniels ridden down hard by Tommy Kelly. That's a 5-yard pickup. Second down and 6 at the 35. Schaub rolls out, looking deep. He's got Walter. Walter down inside the 25. Chris Johnson hauls him in, but it's a first down for Houston and a gain of 42.
Well, they're working against Chris Johnson once again. Kevin Walters pops out into the open. Once they get a stack formation, they got to sort it out. You see there, he's got him. He misses the jam right there. Then he looks inside as though he was zoning it off and just loses Walter down the sideline. Walter's going to be so key to this offense being successful, Gus. Matt Schaub, glad he's back in the lineup.
Been plagued by a hamstring injury. Walter back in now. First down at 10 to the 24. And the Texans keep it on the ground. Ryan Moats picks up 3.
That little run right there, a little nondescript 3-yard run off tackle on first down. That's a run game, Gus. That's really what you need it for. Gary Kubiak knows he doesn't expect that play to score, but I'll tell you what, 2nd and 7 feels a lot better than 2nd and 11 after a run play. And that kind of yardage is really all it takes to keep your run game involved.
Please set the play clock to 15 seconds.
So they're resetting the play clock as Matt Schaub steps back into the huddle.
And that little off-tackle play is exactly the kind of time where Matt Schaub will go out and then pull it back into his stomach, and that's what he hit Kevin Walters on a play just a moment ago. They came back with the same backfield action and then gave it to him.
Schaub 3 of 7, 107 yards already, hitting Walter and Andre Johnson for big gainers.
The play clock is being maintained on the field.
They're having some problems with that play clock. Second down and make it 6 at the 20. Moats remains in the game. Schaub scrambles and he just dumps it. Good defense by the Raiders. They had Andre Johnson bottled up in the right corner of the end zone. He was in double coverage.
Now you see there, Chris Johnson once again stays with him, and then he knows he's got help there as Huff comes over to help out. Huff playing some of the best defense of his career. Number 24 there, you see him trying to stay with and help the guys underneath. Those cornerbacks try and stay with those receivers, and the safeties are there as exactly what they're described as. They're safety.
Third down and 6 at the 20. Schaub leads the NFL with a 102.9 quarterback rating on third down. Underneath Johnson. Can he get it after the catch? No. Gang tackling. Ricky Brown was there. Thomas Howard was there. Asamoah as well. A 5-yard gain. That's the end of the first quarter. Our game tied at 3. Start of the second quarter, our game is tied at 3 apiece. And it's 4th down and 2 for the Texans, so they bring Chris Brown back onto the field. He just made a 26-yarder. So they'll spot the ball at the 24, so this one is from 34 yards away. Clean snap, good hold, and easy for Chris Brown over the 20. Reliant Stadium, 6-3. Houston with the lead. Raiders defense playing well. But the big question, can Jamarcus Russell lead this offense down the field and put some points on the board? First down and 10 at the 21. Russell 4 for 5, 32 yards. He passed for 61 yards last week against Denver through 3 picks, 2 in the first half. Play action, rolls out, and it's incomplete. Luke Lawton starting for Orrin O'Neal at fullback, just drops the ball in front of Bernard Pollard.
Yeah, and if you want to help your quarterback out, make these catches. I mean, we already saw Hayward Bay maybe drop. It was a tougher catch than this, but this catch has got to be made. And that turns into, just like we said for the Texans, it turns into a 2nd and 7 instead of 2nd and 10. And every little bit helps when your offense is trying to get on board.
Hard to understand. Russell has such a great arm, but he's not throwing the ball down the field. He's having a hard time finding his wide receivers. McFadden not there. Wow, what a play. That's a terrific looking open field tackle. Ryans along with Quinn, a loss of 3.
Wow, and D'Amico Ryans diagnosed this play quickly. Watch as he comes up. Looks like a convoy going out, and D'Amico Ryans just runs right through the middle. Well, nobody touched him. You see there, Lawton runs right by him, and so does Henderson.
Glover, Quinn coming up and tripping him up. 3rd down, 13 at the 18. They need to go to the 31 for a first down. Russell out of the gun. No blitz. Russell steps up. Oh, man, did he throw a nice ball. And that one is caught at the 35. First down, Lewis Murphy, gain of 17.
I'll tell you what, you want to know why a guy's a first-round draft pick. This ball comes in deep down the field like a rocket, and he does tap the toe. The fans don't think he got his 2nd foot in, but I think he scraped his toe and got his foot down. You see here, there, and you see the right foot ticks right, and now they took it away from him. Oh, I thought he got his foot in. Now they're taking the pass away as incomplete. I thought he got his foot down. And he said, yeah, he agrees. He thinks he caught it, and his right foot, his left foot was down, and he tapped his right toe.
Let's take a look.
Catch, and look right there, his toe is down. His right toe doesn't look like it hit. It hit on the ground as it came through. I thought that was a catch, and I agree with the challenge. I think we got a good enough look at that. And that's, you know, Gus, here's my litmus test. If you're practicing and you're going one-on-one in practice, the DBs will give you that catch.
Let's take a closer look to see if he dragged his foot.
Watch his right foot. See right there, his toe's on the ground right there.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
You see it drags across, and all he has to do is touch the grass. He doesn't have to hit dirt. All he has to hit is green grass. But did he have control of the football?
Does he have control of the football is the question.
Well, he didn't bobble it. I mean, that ball's caught clean. I think that's a catch. I think they got it right the first time.
Welcome back, and there is a challenge on the field. Lewis Murphy, a very talented rookie out of Florida, 4th-round pick, said that he made the catch. He dragged his toe. His coach, Tom Cable, threw out the red flag, and they're taking a look at it right now. Yeah, and
we saw from the other angle that he made this catch clean. Now, what this toe right here drags right off the field. Watch, that's on the ground, and he's got it. I think that's a catch. I don't think there's any question about it. And he went over and sold his case to his head coach, Tom Cable, and said, listen, coach, I caught it. I dragged my foot. I know I caught the ball. And his coach believed him, and rightfully so in this case.
He led Florida in receptions last year, close to 700 yards, had 38 catches, won 2 national championships at Florida.
And for all the problems their offense have had, Gus, the Raiders like their young receivers.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It will be 4th down.
Wow.
Oakland is charged with their first charge.
All right, I'd like to hear the explanation for that. I want more explanation. I thought he caught it clean and his foot was on the ground, dragged behind him. Either they thought he pulled his toe up too quickly. I don't agree. I thought that was an excellent catch. Even on review, I thought it was confirmed it was a catch.
So the Raiders now have to punt it away. Jacoby Jones is back deep, as Leckler will punt from his own 14-yard line. Jones camps under it, starts from the 20. And Jones taken down from behind. A 62-yard punt, a 13-yard return. Todd Watkins.
It's a judgment call as to whether you have control of the ball. I don't think there was any question, though. He had that, and you can see how disgusted he is with it. And I agree with him.
First down and 10 to the 33. Moats. Second man through. Moats with a hole. Cuts it back in and goes down at the 44. Kirk Morrison with the shoestring tackle, but that's after a gain of 11.
You see there.
Now a little pushing and shoving going on.
It's a nice run. Watch as they get out. You see here, Chris Johnson comes out, turns the play, and kind of gives it up. And that's, you know, cornerbacks aren't really paid to tackle, but really the defense could have been helped out a lot more by Chris Johnson clamping that play down at the line of scrimmage. And you see there, this is all after the whistles have been blown. Richard Seymour not wanting to let Ryan Moats get that little extra run that they might. You never know. You never know where they're going to do it.
Moats, a former third-round draft pick with the Philadelphia Eagles. Runs it again. Kirk Morrison after a gain of 3. Another nice run by Ryan Moats. Tyvon Branch with the tackle, a 9-yard gain, and now Moats has come in for Steve Slayton. Slayton returning to the game, and Moats will head to the sideline.
Well, you know, you don't know why. You know, there's no question Moats has been in there for a couple of series now, taking the bulk of the snaps. Now Steve Slayton seems to be relieving him. Don't know the reason why no injuries have happened, so we'll have to keep an eye on the rotation to see how it works.
Slayton playing for the first time since fumbling the ball. First down and 10 at the 43. They pitch it to him. Breaks it back. Nice piece of running. And he lowers his shoulder and gets to the 31. Steve Slayton gains 12 yards. Chris Johnson and a route combining on the tackle.
Well, it's amazing what a little bit of a sit down for a series will do to a guy who's fumbled the ball. He wants to come in and get his spot back and make his presence felt. And there's no question, this is a nice run. You said nice cut back and makes a guy miss.
First down and 10 now from the 32. Leach and Slayton in the backfield. Play fake. They're looking for Andre Johnson. Schaub in trouble, and he dumps it. And a lot of pressure on him. Trevor Scott in his place. In his face, excuse me. And Schaub just throws it away. Second down and 10 from the 32. Schaub hands it off to Slayton. Slayton running. Slayton, touchdown, Houston. 32 yards.
Well, Gus, one of the things the Raider defense does is it gives you a lot of the same look. We spoke to Nnamdi Asomugha. He says, listen, we line up and we're going to play our defense, so we really don't disguise too much. And that really helps the offensive line in the run game. They can sort guys out a lot easier, and they're really getting a hat on a hat.
Extra point up and good. Left side of that line. Doing a nice job. So Houston will send it away, and back deep, Justin Miller. Inside his own 10. Looking, and Miller goes down. Nick Ferguson with the tackle after a 20-yard return.
And you'll see, watch what happens. The center will come back and come out here. The guard comes this way, and the tackle moves back and then follows him up right in the middle. Watch the three. The center, left guard, left tackle of the Texans just perfectly execute this. Steve Slayton up into the secondary in about a half a second and then just races to the end zone. What a well-blocked running play by the Texans. And there they are.
The big guys And they're without one of their heroes. Chester Pitts may be gone for the season. He's on the reserve injured list with an MCL injury. Russell firing. Incomplete. That one broken up at the last minute by Dominique Barber as he goes over to the top and knocks it down.
Yeah,
Ball intended for Louis Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy's shaking that one off. Looks like he got hit. Watch as he goes up for this. He gets hit right in the top of the head. And he's shaking his head all the way back to the huddle. Got hit right in the face. A great play by Barber. Perfectly timed.
Justin Fargas checks in the game. In the backfield, he's the tailback. Second down at 10 of 28. Russell throwing again. Incomplete. Murphy just dropped that one because he knew bearing down was Dante Robinson, ready to deliver a blow.
Yeah, and this is just a quick pass. Russell delivers the ball right here where he should. They're zoned off, though. And Murphy doesn't really realize if it's zoned off, Murphy should just sit there. Don't run out to where that guy's going to hit you. The young receiver will learn that. And that's a good, hard, physical, painful lesson that will stick with him for a little bit.
Raiders with only one first down. Third down and 10 of the 28. They need to go to the 38 for first down. Russell. Incomplete. Flag on the play, though. Murphy got his hands on it, but let's see. Texans are confident.
Yeah, this is going to be a hold against Oakland.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
That's Eric Pierce. Call for the holding penalty.
Well, he doesn't realize they're going to decline this because it'll bring up fourth down. Right there, just grabs Mario Williams. I mean, right there. I mean, you can't miss that. Mario Williams, it's a good thing he grabbed him because Jamarcus might not have gotten up after that sack. That would have been Mario Williams bearing down on him with a full head of steam.
So the Raiders.
Now we'll get the call. He'll decline.
Decline the penalty. Fourth down.
The Raiders sputter on offense once again, and they will have to punt it away. Gary Kubiak, very familiar with the Oakland Raiders. For all those years, he served as the offensive coordinator in Denver. So he's accustomed to what the Raiders try to run. Meckler. In the punt again, Jacoby Jones standing at the 15.
Standing 55 yards from the line of scrimmage. You think he's seen Shane Leckler punt before?
This one's short. Jones coming up, fields it on the run of the 30, and is knocked out of bounds. Close to the 40-yard line, a 43-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Welcome back, 13-3. Houston leading Oakland.
It's a huge series for the Oakland defense. They've got to keep the Texans off the board. They don't want their offense to get down by more than 10 points because they really don't have the ability to come back from a big deficit.
Schaub bumping into his running back, but he finds Owen Daniels down the sideline. The stiff arm, and he goes out of bounds. Chris Johnson knocks him out of bounds, but on a busted play, they pick up 44.
Yeah, this was another play action that really looked awful at the outset. Watch, Steve Slayton's going to get this ball, and he's going to bump right into Matt Schaub. So much for a play fake. And then he comes over and actually makes the block. That's what a good team can do. You recover from a stupid mistake in the backfield and give your quarterback a chance. Because everybody else was doing the play exactly right, Gus.
First down from the 17. Slayton again. And he stood up. Thomas Howard stands him up. 75 rushing yards for the Texans. Only 1 yard rushing for the Oakland Raiders. Kirk Morrison, Tommy Kelly coming up with the tackle on Slayton.
And you see all of a sudden they get down here, and this is one of the reasons, Gus, I feel like the Texans have struggled in the red zone. They get down here, and all of a sudden they start handing it off. And it's nice. It's huge in the red zone to be able to run it. But I think they've struggled because when they get down here, they don't throw it enough.
3rd down and 11 at the 18. Texans are 0 for 3 on conversions. Slayton in motion out of the backfield. They find him. He's got blockers in front. Slayton with the seam. Slayton to the end zone. Touchdown. 18 yards.
Well, I guess if you can pull that off, you can run it as many times as you want before you actually throw a nice swing pass out there. And I'll tell you guys, the thing that you notice about this Texan offense, watch when Slayton catches this ball. 1, 2, 3 guys downfield picking guys off, opening the lanes.
Extra point up and good. Slayton, after being momentarily benched for Ryan Moats, has gotten his act together after fumbling the football. But that offensive line doing a nice job, especially the left side, starting with Chris Myers, Casey Studdard, and Dwayne Brown.
They're really getting out in front of these guys, particularly on the short passes, screen plays, and draws.
And he gets over the 20-yard line. A 15-yard return. Beasing with the tackle on special teams. Let's take another look at that touchdown.
Watch this offensive line. They're all going to head out, and everybody down the line, and even Andre Johnson out wide is getting in on the act. Watch as Schaub drops back. They just let the defense come through, and everybody gets a hat on somebody. Right here, here, and inside as well. Everybody is out in front. That's a great offense right there. That picks everybody up.
Oakland now with the football at the 21. 5 drives today, 4 3-and-outs for a total of 28 total yards. And this is Justin Fargas. And he's gang tackled. Flag on the play. D'Amico Ryans leading the way.
I'll tell you what, Gus, what you notice too about the Raiders offense now, they're looking across the line, and the Texans have got like 9 guys in the box. If you want to throw it, try it.
Holding. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's Amobi Okoye, who has a sack today. Caught for holding.
I mean, they are really packing it in at the line of scrimmage. Look at all the guys they've got right in there. And here, right here, Okoye is going to reach up and grab. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. They felt like he held on that play. I didn't see him grabbing Eric Pierce at all.
First penalty today for Houston. First down and 10 at the 27. Fargas. Not a lot of room over the right side. And Mario Williams getting up slowly. Okoye in on the plays along with Williams.
And it looked like the Raiders saw exactly what I did on that last first down play, so they came in and spread the entire field out and forced the Texans to spread their defenders out, and then they tried to run the football, had a little bit more success, but not much.
Mario Williams heading out of the game. Tim Bullman replaces him. 2nd down and 8 at the 29. Another handoff. Fargas again. Very conservative play calling by the Raiders. A 2-yard gain. And Jeff Scanina, the 17-year veteran, former St. Louis Ram, makes the tackle.
You see this, and sooner or later, you know, in the NFL, Gus, you get to 3rd down. And Jamarcus Russell has to be the guy that does it for the Raiders. You can't run the ball and get first downs in this league. Sooner or later, you got to throw it.
3rd down, 6 at the 31. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. And this one will be blown dead. Some movement on the right side.
Prior to the snap, full start. Offense, number 74.
Yes.
5-yard penalty, third down.
That's the third time today they've had a false start, and you'll see right there, you can't miss it. And that, Gus, it's hard enough. It seems hard enough for Jamarcus Russell in this offense to pick up a 3rd and 6. Now they're the 5 yards, 3rd and 11, and they're right back to the low percentages.
Cornell Green, the right tackle. Moving, 3rd down and 11. Here's Russell with all day to throw, and he threw a dart. Woo! Darius Hayward-Bay with the catch, and it's a 1st down, a gain of 17. Barber makes the tackle. That ball almost went through his chest.
Well, you don't get to be the #1 pick in the draft, like I said, unless you can really gun it. And this is a pretty good route. Drops his hips, comes right back. You see how he runs right back toward the quarterback. Kind of catches it twice, almost costs him the reception. But that's a big 1st down at a time when the Raiders really needed it.
A lot of velocity on that football for Jamarcus Russell. Raiders now with the 1st down at the 44. Here's the reverse. Hayward-Bay with some room. And he is tackled by Robinson. Some great speed, though, by the rookie out of Maryland as he gains 20.
Yeah, Hayward-Bay can really run. I mean, he may be young as a wide receiver, Gus, but he is not young as a guy who knows how to run. This guy has really, really great speed. And it's about all you can do. When he gets out there, guys start taking angles on him. And Robinson does a nice job to get him on the ground.
Best drive of the day so far for the Raiders. 1st down at the Houston 36. A handoff to Fargas. And he with the tackle.
And this right here, I mean, one of the things we spoke about to these Raiders, they all mentioned, everybody we spoke to mentioned they had a very good week of preparation for this game. They liked the way Jamarcus was working. The tempo was up. The intensity level was up a little bit. Tom Cable said it was the best week he's had since he's been around it.
2nd down and 9 at the 35. Lawton and Fargas in the backfield. Play fake. Russell in trouble. Dancing, and he just throws it away. Good job to dump that football.
And that was a pretty good play. Even though it turned out bad for the Raiders, an incomplete pass, Jamarcus Russell does just about exactly what you needed him to do. And right here you see, Hayward-Bay going up, getting out. And I like, the one thing about it, young receivers, it seems like you got to learn to come back to the quarterback. Hayward-Bay seems to do that really well. What a great job there by Cushing. Takes the block on and still gets the pressure.
Brings up 3rd down and 9 at the 35. They need to go to the 26.5 for 1st down. Russell looks up top. He's got a receiver. He threw it over the wrong shoulder. Murphy, the intended receiver.
You're right, Gus. Pops wide open, and he just throws it to the outside too far, trying to keep it away from the safety. And Murphy's got to get to the sideline, and Murphy just can't get out there. I think a young receiver, what happens is you just don't get wide enough, and the quarterback doesn't know exactly where you're going to be. And that just ends up in an incomplete pass, what could have been a huge play.
Raiders going for it on 4th down and 9. And Oakland calls a timeout. Well, Russell now faced with an interesting situation. 4th down and 9 at the 35. 2 of 3 on 4th down conversions this year. He starts in the shotgun. Lewis Murphy at the top of your screen. Hayward-Bay at the bottom. Russell looking, fires up top, and it's caught. Murphy And that should be good enough for first down. Barber with the tackle. It's a 19-yard gain.
We had plenty of time to let this pass develop. And right there, that's exactly the way it's supposed to look. Murphy going up and grabbing it. And that was a nice throw in there. A very nice throw. Had plenty of time, and it was right on target.
First down and 10 at the Houston 16 for the Raiders. They keep it going on offense. Defense having a chance to rest. Russell fires in the end zone. Incomplete. Thrown over the head of Zach Miller.
Well, the Houston defense, Gus, is dialing up some pressure. Cushing, Williams, and Scanina piling in there. And I'll tell you what, Jamarcus Russell, he can feel it. There's no question. He gets rid of that, and you said it, Gus. It was incomplete as soon as he let it go. He threw that one out the back of the end zone.
Second down. Vargas squares his shoulders, and Vargas is just written down. Great job by Bernard Pollard, who comes up and makes the tackle. Only a 1-yard gain. And here's a man that joined the team at the start of the season. Former second-round pick with Kansas City in 06. Started 31 games the last 2 years. They're looking for a safety, a strong safety that can come up, make tackles, and especially make tackles when runners try to cut back.
Yeah, no question, Gus. They need a safety that can come up and fit into the run game and then make some plays in the secondary with anticipation and athleticism. And Pollard certainly has the athleticism to do that.
Third down, 9 at the 15. Russell in trouble. Stays on his feet. Throws it in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Now that was an athletic play. Russell able to just get rid of the football. He had a lot of pressure.
Well, this was a jailbreak, and you see right in his face. Antonio Smith, Cushing's running up, and I'll tell you what, the thing you notice about it, the Texans, this Brian Cushing, when he gets some space, he covers a lot of ground fast, and I think Russell thought he was going to do that. I thought it was going to be an easy dump off, and he had to get rid of it fast because he had no time.
Brings in Sebastian Janikowski. Good from 46. This time he's attempting a field goal from 33 yards away. Got it up and good. So the Raiders put 3 more points on the board. 2:05 to go in the second quarter. Houston with a 20-6 lead.
The keys to that drive was his ability to convert a couple of long third downs with some good throws. Had time to throw it, had time to sort out what was happening. And there you go. That drive, it was the two completions on third down that allowed that drive to stay alive because they were big plays.
Look at that earring. I would be afraid that I'd get hit and fall down and it's anybody's earring. It's probably like a 7-carat earring. I would try to hit him to make it come out of his ear. Who's going to find it in the grass?
That's right.
Wow, that thing is a rock.
I got to tell you, Gus, if you're on the field and you're thinking about earrings, you're in the wrong game.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I just wonder how the players keep them on with all that hitting going on the field.
Well, there's, the helmet helps, but, if you're getting rattled around hard enough to get your earrings knocked out, you got bigger problems.
Listen to what we're talking about. God, that's crazy. So Janikowski. And this is another short kick and fielded at the 28-yard line. Casey fielding the football. And we're approaching the 2-minute warning. Why are the Raiders kicking the ball like that? Are they that afraid of Andre Davis running one back?
They may be afraid of that. They also, I think, want to get it down there bouncing. And with the speed that they have on their special teams and across their roster, they feel like they can get down there. And if anybody mishandles one of those kicks, it's a live ball, and they can really force a turnover on special teams. And I think it's a nod to Andre Davis, but it's also a roll of the dice to see if they can get a big play out of it.
Texans start from the 29. Shot over the middle. Dreesen with the catch. Nice running after the catch by Joel Dreesen, who picks up 17. Welcome back, 20-6. A minute and 56 remaining in the second quarter. And it looks like, Steve, the Texans are going to use this 2 minutes to try to put some more points on the board. They are determined to get it into the end zone again.
Absolutely.
First down. Empty backfield. Schaub out of the gun. Schaub almost picked off. Ricky Brown. And he has done a nice job defending today. Fourth-year player out of Boston College. He's had a nose for the football.
Absolutely. And he comes out, and you see Owen Daniels come across, and I think Daniels is gaining ground on that route. If he came flat, he would have had a chance maybe to hold Brown off. But he was gaining ground, which gave Brown an opportunity to cut underneath the route, and Shaw put it in there pretty well, but that was well defended by Brown, using the angle to his advantage.
Second down and 10 at the 46. Schaub again. Steps up over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Anderson. David Anderson in traffic holds on and gains 14. But a flag on the play. Michael Huff with the tackle. And there may have been some contact to the head.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Huff looked like he got there early as well. Although they didn't call that right away. The flags came in very late. So there's absolutely no anticipating what this call is going to be. I have no idea.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, number 57 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So a late hit on Ricky Brown.
And you'll see Anderson come across. There's the throw. Now, Brown is 10 yards away now. The play's down, and then watch. Yeah, that's.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Maybe he was thinking that he hadn't been touched.
No. I mean,
maybe he didn't see it.
He got killed on the catch. I don't know what. Maybe he didn't see that.
First down and 10 at the 25. Slayton. And Slayton pushing the pile forward. Getting him to 20. Gaudy numbers for Matt Schaub. 218 passes, first of all, without an interception at home. Look at his rating right now. He's only thrown 15 passes for 204 yards. Second down and 4 at the 19. Schaub scrambles. Buying time now, decides to tuck it. And run out of bounds. Needs to get to the 15-yard line for first down. No gain on the play, so it brings up third down and 4.
Yeah, I don't think they're in 4-down territory here, Gus. If they don't get the first down, there's no question they'll let the clock run and take the field goal. But I think on that, if Matt Schaub had to do over again, he might duck his shoulder, try and get the first down, and then take a timeout. But he decided to just take it, run it out of bounds, go to third down, and see what he can do. And now they take a timeout. I think that's mishandled right there.
2 timeouts remaining for Houston. Matt Schaub, the maestro of this offense. Everybody gets touches. Walter, Daniels, obviously Andre Johnson. He's hitting his backs out of the backfield, and Steve Slayton. Dreesen has been another player that comes up with huge catches on third down. I mean, wow.
Yeah, whenever you see a quarterback playing well, you can bet that everybody on his team's contributing. You got Walter, Anderson, all the guys, of course, Andre Johnson. There's so many guys, and he spreads it around. And I'll tell you, Gus, no matter who your number one guy is, everybody's happy when a quarterback does that.
Third down and 4 at the 19. Texans are 1 of 4 on third down conversion. Schaub in the corner for Andre Johnson. No! Taken away and picked off. Nicely done by Chris Johnson. He just put his hands in the air and dropped to his knees. And he gets a 15-yard penalty. First down and 10. Russell over the middle. And a nice run. Fargas stopped by Barber. 14-yard gain. Raiders with 1 timeout left. 30 seconds to go. Matt Schaub, 219 passes without an interception at home. It came to an end today.
False start by the Raiders.
That may be the 4th time.
Chris Morris, the center, is making the calls for the offensive line, and he's screaming. And when he turned to scream, his call, Cooper Carlisle jumped like it scared him. And there's so much yelling going on down there. Sometimes you get confused as to who's calling the snap count and what the sounds are, particularly as an offensive lineman, because you're really not facing the quarterback, so you can't hear all that well.
False start. Offense, number 72, 5-yard penalty. Oakland has chosen to use their final team timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. First down.
Don Carey, the referee this afternoon. 20-6. Coach Cable being informed now that we will take some time and talk some things over.
Yeah, he's got to get him to huddle up now because the clock won't stop after the penalty. So it gives him a chance to talk it over in the huddle.
Raiders out of timeouts. Russell looks backside down the middle, incomplete. Todd Watkins, closest man to the football, he threw that one into triple coverage.
Yeah, that was a ball that was not thrown at the receiver, that's for sure. And that was that had no chance. The only chance that ball had was to be intercepted.
DeMarcus, 7 of 18, 83 yards in the first half. No touchdowns, obviously. No interceptions.
Yeah.
Here's the handoff to Fargas. Fargas hit hard. Going down, Connor Barwin, the rookie out of Cincinnati, with the tackle. And that takes us to the end of the first half with the score: Houston 20, the Raiders 6. Welcome back to Houston. Our halftime score, the Texans with a 20-6 lead over the Oakland Raiders. Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. Big offensive first half for Houston.
Well, we knew that coming in, that Matt Schaub has been playing extremely well in the last 3 weeks, and he didn't disappoint us. He came out and completed a lot of he had 7 passes completed for 190 yards at one point in the first half. His numbers are great. And then, of course, as we mentioned in the open, their running game really emerged. And when that happened, really, it turned into a long afternoon, a long first half for the Raiders.
I thought it was very interesting. Slayton fumbles the football. He sits on the bench for a few plays, comes back, and then explodes.
Yeah, and you see the 2 turnovers for Houston really haven't hurt them. The Raiders haven't been able to turn them into many points, but you see there the yards, 200 yards passing, 82 yards rushing in the first half alone. And the penalties, only 1 for 5 for Houston. And the Raiders have really been hurt by the penalties. And, you know, Gus, you can start a lot of places if you want to get better. Penalties are an easy one. And Steve Slayton, I think there's no question, when they sat him down after that fumble in the first half and brought him back, he came back with a vengeance.
Slayton in the first half, 12 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. A man from the Philadelphia area, played his college football at West Virginia, was a star, really emerged last year for this Houston Football Club as a dependable running back in his rookie season. Once again, this game is being brought to you in high-definition television here on CBS. So we start the second half. The Raiders started to move the ball, Steve, I'd say a little bit better in the second quarter.
And I think you noted protection all the way around.
Justin Miller, the return man, and Miller skipping, and he gets up to the 34-yard line. Nick Ferguson with the tackle on special teams after a 27-yard return. So Jamarcus Russell comes back onto the field. He was 7 of 18 in the first half, 83 yards, does not throw an interception. And he threw 3 last week, so he's taking care of the ball, and they're giving him more opportunities to throw it down the field. There is an injured player on the field right now, and it's a Texan.
It's Thomas Howard. Maybe no. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not it. It's
Looks
Campbell.
like Campbell.
Yeah.
Kerry Campbell. Special teams, very tough part of the game, because that's where you see the most collisions, as you would know, as a 7-time Pro Bowler on special teams.
There was a huge change this year. We mentioned in the first half about not being able to form up a wedge on kickoff, and everybody used the wedge for years and years and years throughout the league, almost exclusively. And then when they outlawed it, you see right there, he got rolled up on
by his own teammate.
And it was a safety issue getting rid of the wedge, but I'm telling you, even you see there, it wasn't the wedge that caused that injury. It's a contact, violent, very physical game, and sooner or later, everybody gets hurt.
First down at 10 at the 34. McFadden in the backfield. And McFadden chopped down Zach Dials. Out of nowhere, that's a loss of 3.
And that's the thing, and these young linebackers for the Texans are really fast, and they're getting better and better. Watch him as he sees this play take shape. He doesn't wait, he just goes. Doesn't scoot to the outside, goes right through the gap, and just gets into the backfield. Nobody touches him, and wow, I tell you what, that's McFadden had no chance on that play.
McFadden 4 carries for -8. Second down at 13 at the 31. Here's the reverse again. They ran it earlier. Around the corner. Watkins, nothing. Make that Murphy. And he is pushed out of bounds. Looks like Quinn got him this time. A loss of 7.
Yeah, you'll see this play was really made right there in front of you by Zach Dials. He pushes Murphy so deep the rest of the defense can rally, and rally they do. Everybody runs up on Murphy. He has no place to go but out of bounds, and it's a big loss.
Third down and a long 20 from the 24. McFadden and Zach Miller in the backfield. Russell caught at the 35 by Todd Watkins, but he's 10 yards away from the first down marker. So on third down and 20, they gain 10 and will have to punt it away.
Yeah, and the reverse that was stuffed is really the difference in that drive that allowed the Texans to play a really soft defense on a 3rd and 20. Let them have the completion, make the tackle, and get the football back.
Shane Leckler averaging close to 60 yards per punt. Standing at the 21. High snap. Fielded. Leckler lofts it in the air. Jacoby at the 20. Jones looking. Jacoby Jones down to the 25. A 48-yard punt and a 9-yard return. Houston defense told us that they wanted to communicate and make sure that they stopped giving up big plays because of a lack of concentration. They've done it so far today against the Raiders. First down and 10. At the 26. Out of the eye. Slayton and Leach. Slayton, second man through. Very good balance on this Texans offense. Kyle Shanahan, young guy, doing a great job. Obviously, his dad taught him a couple of things.
Yeah, that's right. And he's playing or coaching for Gary Kubiak, who's an offensive guy himself. So this is an offense you think would go in at halftime. Kyle Shanahan put his head together with Gary Kubiak and said, this is what they're doing to us defensively. And they'll come out with a new list of plays here in the second half, this first series, and try and hit him for a big one.
The pitch, Slayton. And Slayton bottled up and just suplexed to the ground by Gerard Warren.
The problem is the defense had a chance to go in and make some adjustments as well. Gerard Warren, right here, he's going to get into the backfield, and that's how you kill an offense. The Raiders are so good up front in their front four that they'll win most one-on-one battles. And when they get up there and they can get back into the backfield, that is the crux of their defense. We spoke to him yesterday, and he's a thoughtful guy, but he is a scary-looking dude, even in street clothes.
Third down at 14 of the 22. Shot to pass. Fires to Slayton. And Slayton breaks the tackle, but will not get the first down. 5-yard gain on third down at 14. Richard Seymour, Ricky Brown combining on the tackle. And that will force the Texans to punt it away.
And I think the Raiders look very good on that opening defensive drive. I think they got a handle on what the Texans are going to try and do to them. Those little swing passes. And let's face it, Gus, Texans have a 2-touchdown lead. There's no reason for them to come out and start airing it out here in the second half.
Johnny Lee Higgins is back deep at the 25. Second punt for Turk. Wobbly kick, short. Fielded on the run at the 36 by Johnny Lee Higgins. And it's a 38-yard punt.
Nick Ferguson injured on that last punt play by the Texans, had to be helped off. Appeared to twist his ankle. Was down for quite some time, but now as you see, he's coming off under his own power. Don't know this extent or how long he'll be out just yet, but he was down for a long time.
Raiders with the football at their own 35-yard line. As we take a look at the quarterback comparison, the running back comparison.
Yeah, McFadden been completely stopped today.
So let's see what Jamarcus Russell can do. Will throw. Screen. Bush. Spinning. Lost it. Picked up by Houston. But was he down? No. They're giving it to the Texans. First turnover of the day for the Raiders. Trying to get extra yards after contact.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Gus. It's a nice little screen pass. He makes a good spin move right here and stays up, and I think the ball is out. It was close even on that replay, but I think the ball was out. Picked up there by Antonio Smith. We'll see here if his knee goes in. Oh, it's hard to say there, but I think the ball was out.
D'Amico Ryans dislodging the football, and Antonio Smith picks it up. Smith in his first year coming over from Arizona, where he played in the Super Bowl last year.
Clearly a fumble.
First down at the 39. Ryan Moats in the game. Play action. Schaub. And he's sacked. The Raiders get to him at the 45. Gerard Warren, first man to him. That is the third sack of the day for this Raiders defense.
Yeah, they had 6 guys rushing the passer, and they were playing man all over the field. Had a guy high, and they finally get there. Great coverage down the field. Schaub wants to let it go twice and can't get it done.
A loss of 6. Backs him up to the 45. Second down and 16. Schaub again. Down the middle. Almost picked off. Ball intended for Walter. But the safety, Michael Huff, came charging. Remember, he's starting today for Hiram Eugene, who has a calf injury.
Yeah, I think on this play, I think Schaub is just a little bit late. He throws this out there. That ball should have been thrown inside the hash and given Walter a chance to come up on it. The safety, Huff, is watching Schaub the whole way and sees the throw come out and can make the break.
Huff moved to safety before the start of last year. 7 starts last season. Third down, 16 at the 45. They need to go to the 29 for first down. Moats in the backfield. Here's Schaub out of the shotgun. Over the middle, Jacoby Jones makes the catch. But he will be taken down at the 41 by Thomas Howard, who was the first man to him. 6-yard pickup.
Well, Gus, you can kind of tell after that halftime with a 2-touchdown lead, even though they threw that football 2 out of the 3 downs or 3 out of the 3 downs on that series, it just seems like the Texans have kind of lost their edge offensively.
Johnny Lee Higgins will run it back. Ball takes a bounce, and whoa, great special teams play. Andre Davis there to down it at the 1. Welcome back. Raiders huddling up in their own end zone. They'll start from the 1-yard line, 1st down and 10. But the Texans told us that they cut back on their defense this week, hoping to cut down on mistakes, especially on 1st and 2nd down, and they played it to a T. 1st down and 10 at the 1. Handoff. Vargas, he won't get out. Cushing, first man to him, and that's a safety. And there's the D stepping up on 1st down.
Well, you can say what you want to, Gus. Justin Vargas had no chance. That defense turned it loose, and that was all over. Watch at the point of attack. Motion away from the play. They're going to run back to the other side of the motion, and Cushing comes out around inside and grabs him. What a sensational, sensational defensive play. Penetration, gets back into the backfield, shut off at the point of attack on the other side, too.
He had a little jiu-jitsu trip at the end.
Woo!
A sumogeshi by Cushing.
Well, look at the penetration. He runs all the way around. The front side is held up by Amobi Okoye and also Antonio Smith on the far side. They keep the point of attack from pushing down the field.
I like the 50s, though. Those 3 linebackers.
There you have it. Mario Williams and the rest. Okoye, Scanina. Those guys, first safety since '02. It's a rarity.
22-6. Leckler punts it away. Wow! He just drilled this one all the way to the 5. Jacoby Jones. Jacoby Jones! 1 man to beat! Jacoby Jones! Touchdown, Hilson! 95 big ones!
Gus, it was an enormous punt by Leckler all the way down to the 5-yard line. And the Texans timed up the return perfectly. When Jacoby Jones catches this, when he gets to the point where the blockers meet the coverage guys, it all happens at just the right moment, and nobody can get in front of him. Leckler was late getting down the field. He had too much space between himself and the returner, and he had no shot.
A 75-yard punt by Leckler, but a 95-yard touchdown. Welcome back. Fireworks. And Miller gets up to the 20 before being wrestled down. A 20-yard return. As Connor Barwin comes up with a tackle on special teams. Another look.
Well, here's the touchdown, Gus. You'll see these 2 guys in the front line are going to block the same guy one at a time, and he's going to get pushed way out of his lane. And I'll give you 3 guesses where the return ends up going the distance. You see 1 block right there. Next guy comes over, pushes him a little further. Now, as this lane takes place, you'll see the come right through into the gap vacated by that 1 guy who was blocked so early in the return. He never gets a chance to get back in his lane, and that's all it takes.
Russell throwing on 1st down. Incomplete. Mario Williams right in his face. But Jacoby Jones, he's very versatile. He can run back punts. He can run back kicks. We saw him play some wide receiver against the Titans. There's his mom, Emily London. She must be proud of her baby boy, who creatively has carved a Houston Texans logo in his head.
He's got a good barber
to go along with the mohawk. Steve, are you trying to grow a little mohawk lately? What's that?
No, I've got the hairline for it. I know that.
Yeah, I remember when you had that mullet as a player. 2nd down and 10. Russell to the sideline. Nice throw, good catch. Lewis Murphy taken down by Dante Robinson. 12-yard gain.
And you know, I'll tell you, you can tell Jamarcus Russell's going to be in there. Tom Cable is going to stick with this guy. And you know, in years past, and I've said it before, because we've talked to a lot of great quarterbacks, and even when Peyton Manning came in, he struggled mightily in his first year. But he also said this: he learned a lot of good football in the 4th quarter of some very bad football games.
1st down and 10 at the 34 for Russell. And the Raiders, here's the handoff. And it's McFadden. And what Jamarcus Russell is learning, and we talked about it with Coach Cable yesterday, that the quarterback position is a 7-day-a-week job, quite often a 12 to 16-hour day, and it's not the kind of thing that you can take lightly.
Yeah, well, you don't get days off. The players get Tuesdays off during the week. Quarterbacks really don't.
2nd and 6. Russell again. Russell in trouble, and he goes down. Jeff Scanina and Tim Bullman combining on the tackle. So you can continue to tell your story.
Well, when he comes in, and you've got to learn, and what Tom Cable, we asked him, you know, what do you see? And he says he's starting to get to the point where at least now he realizes what he does not know and what he needs to know as an NFL quarterback. And now it's up to Jamarcus to put it upon himself to get to the point where he can hold his end of the bargain up for his offense and his team.
He's got to make the commitment to stay at the facility and do the work. That one tipped, almost intercepted. And the Raiders will punt it away. He takes a hard hit.
Yeah, he's standing in the pocket, and that's a couple of times on this series. Mario Williams getting around, and oof. But that was Antonio Smith laying the lick on him right there.
So Jacoby Jones back deep again. Just returned 195 yards. Shane Leckler may just send this one through the uprights to not give him a chance. It's short though. Jacoby bobbles it. Loose ball. Raiders are close. And Houston somehow winds up with it.
Yeah, the advantage is usually to the coverage team because they've got guys running right at it, and the return team's got their backs to the football because they're blocking. But in this case, I'll tell you, there's nobody more desperate to get that football than the guy who dropped it.
Jacoby Jones, after running one back, was so enthusiastic about getting another shot that he started running before he had secured the football.
Well, those are all, that's the way it is, Gus. You get one of those return-o-matics, which is a low punt that gets down to the ground really quickly, and it gives you a chance to run. And sometimes you get too anxious.
Welcome back, 29-6. Texans with the lead over the Raiders. 6:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker with you from Reliance Stadium. Great crowd. And they have seen the home team play an excellent game. 1st down for the Texans on offense at their own 14. Ryan Moats in the game. Lowers his head. And gains 5 yards on the play. Important game for both teams. The winner to improve to 2-2, 500 record. The loser falling to 1-3. 2nd down and 5. Moats. Texans look like they want to take some time off the clock now. Going back to the run. 2-yard pickup. Gary Kubiak told us that he wanted to run the football early and often. Wanted to get that running game going, and he's done it thus far. 85 yards rushing for this Houston team. And it set up some beautiful passing.
Yeah, and he also said that, you know, so much of what this team worries about is not on the offensive side of the ball, it's on the defensive side of the ball. But today, Man, they've hit on all cylinders.
3rd down 3. Daniels in motion. Schaub drops back, looks underneath, and it's caught. And that is little David Anderson, who reminds me of you, Steve Tasker. He wears number 89, little possession receiver, lines up in the slot and knows how to get open with those quick feet.
Yeah, that was and that's really frustrating for a defense. They do really well on 1st and 2nd down, and then the David Anderson pops out, and Matt Schaub just flicks it to him, catches it, goes down, 1st down, and the clock keeps moving, the chains keep moving, and it really looks way too easy if you're a Raider defender.
Kid looks like he could be your son, Steve. 1st down and 10 at the 29. Moats running, and he's dropped from behind by Desmond Bryant, but that's another 5-yard gain. Look at that offensive line. Now they're going over to the right side. Eric Winston firing at right tackle. And Winston was the player that got into it with Kyle Vanden Bosch a couple of weeks ago. And they were really going at it. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, you think back, that Tennessee game that this team won 34-31 in this building, I think was a turning point for this club early in the season. They stood toe-to-toe with a very good football team and beat them.
Actually, that game was at Tennessee, Steve. You were with us.
I was there.
2nd and 5. Schaub rolling out, looking, and he'll just run it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's got to get out of bounds there. I mentioned in their first half, I thought he could have tucked it up and gotten a 1st down at the end of the first half. In that case, in this situation, get out of bounds. And you're right. I still think you go back to that game 2 weeks ago for this club against Tennessee, and Winston and the rest of them, there was a big tussle on the sidelines. There was fights, hand fights, and shoving matches the entire game. And on the road, the Texans took it to them.
3rd down 4 at the 35. Texans 2 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. They fake the pitch to Walter. Schaub rolling out, incomplete. So very good pressure applied by Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson has had a great game. Had an interception. He's done a nice job covering in the secondary and also getting some pressure right here.
Yeah, and he's really does a nice job of staying at home. He's got responsibility for the bootleg and forces Schaub into the bad throw. Nice job by a cornerback who's really not used to chasing a quarterback.
4th punt of the game for Turk. Johnny Lee Higgins with the fair catch at the 25, a 41-yard punt. 1st down and 10 at the 25. Jamarcus Russell hands it off to Michael Bush.
Played today, it's been all 3 phases of the game. Defensively, they've been outstanding. Offensively, of course, they've put up big numbers. And then special teams, they've scored themselves. It's been really a 3-pronged attack, and it's really worked to perfection for the Texans.
2nd down and 6 at the 29. Texans showing blitz. Russell incomplete. That one in and out of the hands of Hayward Bay. Yeah, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, excuse me, guys. That ball was out of there fast and quick, and Hayward Bay just wasn't ready for it.
I'll tell you what, though. One part of this Texans defense that I like watching is this kid here, Brian Cushing. Played at USC, 15th overall pick. He's come in and just really fit in with Ryans and Zach Dials all wearing 50 numbers. So the 50 boys just having a good day.
Well, they can all really, really run, and they show it.
Russell again under pressure, and he's dropped in the backfield, got it off.
And Cushing got through and knocked Russell. Russell weighs about 280 pounds. Cushing knocked him to the ground like he weighed 80. Watch as he comes in and right on his head, and that's a penalty. Hit him right in the side of his head. I don't know why that wasn't called, because Cushing, watch it, right in his ear hole.
You're right, that is supposed to be a penalty.
That's a penalty, and that's a physical play. They got lucky. That wasn't a personal foul.
Leckler drives this one. Jacoby Jones from the 15 and goes down at the 16. A 56-yard punt and a 3-yard return. John Olsen with the tackle on special teams.
You talk about this team, Brian Cushing got away with the shot on Jamarcus Russell, but this is the defense, and Gus, they've been maligned, and they're 32nd in the league in yards, but they gave up a bunch of big plays, and they were just little mental mistakes that cost them huge plays and really hurt their ranking. If you look at their season thus far, they've been plagued by huge home runs hit against them.
First down and 10 to the 16. Slayton. And Slayton met by Tommy Kelly. Schaub pulls it and goes down. Another sack. This time it's Jay Richardson, 4th sack of the day for the Raiders. And that's something that they can feel good about. They've really been able to get to the quarterback.
And it was both ends of the defense that really helped out with this, Gus. Schaub does the play action, steps up, and nobody to throw to. And Richardson just stays after it and comes in late and makes the play. I mean, that was a coverage sack and a nice solid sack by the front four of the Raiders.
Raiders came into this game with 5 team sacks. 4 today. That was a loss of 5. Slayton. And Slayton trying to make something out of nothing. Gains 4 yards. Richard Seymour with the tackle. Seymour coming into camp late. Basically, he met him for the first game, and that was how it went.
And got a couple of sacks in that game, too. But make no mistake, Seymour is a great football player, and the Raiders are a better football team because of him. And Tom Cable knows that their defense is one thing that they know they can play and compete with anybody. But problem is, Tom Cable told us they're averaging over 70 snaps a game. That's too many.
Turk hit as he kicks. And a flag down. 38-yard punt.
Yeah, he's smiling. Gus, he may be hurt.
Into the kicker. Defense, 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's roughing the kicker. I'm watching. It comes in. He'll get this kick away. Oh, yeah, you got to miss him. Yeah, that's Ekajuba who hits him. I don't know whether he hit his funny bone or what. It wasn't that tough of a hit. And, of course, and that was...
Are all punters great actors? I mean,
not all of them.
That was a
some of them are better than others.
type performance.
They're all at least in community theater.
Very good.
They may not win the Oscar.
Regional theater, some
Yeah,
summer stock.
Exactly.
Do they practice trying to draw penalties sometime, you and your guys?
I don't know. Now, he might have gotten hurt, but I don't know.
He's in his 14th season.
But yeah, and I know. I played against him, and I'm acquainted with him. And he is a really good punter, but he's 6'4", 260 himself. I mean, he's no squirt. So he can take a shot. I mean, he's a big dude himself. I played against him and his late brother, Dan Turk, who played for the Raiders for years.
Houston has chosen to decline the penalty. It will be 1st and 10.
And this should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. 29-6. Texans. Coach Cable trying to get something going offensively for this team.
Yeah, and the reason they declined the penalty is because they would have to punt it again. And they don't want to do that. That gives the Raiders a chance for a big return or something bad happening. They just take their chances with Jamarcus Russell.
Great field position for the Raiders at their own 47. The handoff. Fargas, and he dives forward and picks up a yard. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Houston 29, the Raiders 6. 2nd and 9 at the 48. Fargas, and Fargas tackled from behind. Glover Quinn has had an excellent game. We've called his name numerous times. Rookie, 4th-round pick out of New Mexico, and he's balling this afternoon.
Yeah, one of the things that people had criticized this defense for was some of the things they blamed missed tackles for. And really, you couldn't really blame the problems on the Texan defense on one thing. Maybe a missed tackle here, but it was a blown assignment there, and it was just not being lined up correctly another time. So it was a myriad of mental mistakes that caused the Texans problems.
23 years old, Quinn. 3rd down and 8 at the 49. Russell again out of the shotgun. Steps up, fires to the sideline, has his tight end, Zach Miller, 1st down. He did take a lick. Bernard Pollard came up and delivered the wood after a 13-yard gain.
Well, the Texans knew they were going to get a hitter in Pollard, and watch Jamarcus Russell goes down hard with Mario Williams around his legs. That pocket collapse, and this is the hit. I'll tell you what, Pollard really put it on him. That's a physical presence you love to have in your secondary.
They gave Pollard a chance to start today, looking for a spark on defense. Play fake, Russell looks over the middle, knocked away. D'Amico Ryans made that play with his, almost as if his back was to the quarterback, to the ball. He just stuck a hand out there.
You're right, and that's exactly what happened. Jamarcus Russell comes out, and watch as Miller comes out, and Ryans doesn't do it. He just gets it with the back of his hand, and then Cushing cleans up. I'll tell you what, these linebackers, and led by Cushing, really, the physical side of it, they're taking every chance they get to just hit somebody.
The 50 boys.
Oh, boy. They are really,
doing a nice job. 56, 59, 54. Cushing, a violent player. And a timeout call by the Raiders.
Oakland, their first charge timeout.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the second half possessions for the Raiders.
Well, there you go. Punt, fumble, safety, punt, punt. You can't win football games when your offense has that kind of results.
2nd down and 10 from the 38 for Jamarcus Russell and the Raiders. Vargas looking for a seam. And Vargas goes down at the 35-yard line. Antonio Smith with the tackle after a 3-yard gain.
This is a point Tom Cable. I mean, Gus, you can say what you want. I mean, they're down by 23 in the 4th. When your offense is in the state it's in, you still don't just drop back and throw it every down. You've got to run your offense and try and get your team improving for the next week. You got 13 games or 12 games after this one, and you got to think about down the road getting your team better today for that situation.
3rd down and 7. They're 2 of 13 on conversion. Russell over the middle, incomplete. That should have been caught. It was behind the receiver, Todd Watkins, but catchable football.
And you're going to see this ball comes out of there fast. Steps up in the pocket. That's good. And it's just a little high and outside. You want that ball down into the receiver's body. Was just off target. You're right, Gus. It should have been caught. But when the ball's coming that fast, it's got to be really, really in a tight spot because the receiver's running hard. He can't turn his body, get his hands up in time.
4th down and 7. Raiders are going for it. In the end zone, they're looking for Haywood Bay. And incomplete, overthrown. 29-6. Texans playing an excellent football game with 12:39 to go in the 4th quarter and the football at their own 35. Matt Schaub has been very efficient. 11 of 21, 224, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Slayton. No gain on the play. Thomas Howard beats him.
The Texans obviously, you talk about their offensive weapons and what's happened today. Matt Schaub, 224 yards, and they pulled the sails in here in the second half. Steve Slayton got on track, 55 yards. Andre Johnson, 2 catches for 66. Not gaudy numbers, but certainly effective today. I mean, they have really had this game in hand, and I think helped out greatly by the great way their defense played.
Second down. Schaub, short drop, underneath, almost intercepted, intended for Andre Johnson, but guess who's there? Chris Johnson, as usual. Third down and 10 at the 35. Schaub has been unflappable, rolling out of the pocket, and he slides down. And Schaub has been playing with a tender ankle. You wonder at this point if he should even be in the football game.
Well, I think it's a consideration. You don't want to turn it into a Tim Tebow kind of thing where he ends up getting hurt and losing, because let's face it, Gus, he is crucial to the success of this team.
Turk will punt from the 24. End over end kick. Johnny Lee Higgins with it at the 25. And Johnny Lee Higgins runs out of bounds. A 37-yard punt. A nice little huddle there. Kyle Shanahan in the middle of his quarterbacks.
And you see Rex Grossman, who is some experience. Guided the Chicago Bears to a Super Bowl.
First down for Jamarcus Russell and the Raiders at the 22. Over the middle. Almost intercepted. Barber diving for the ball.
Yeah, and this ball coming down the middle of the football field, and it has to be thrown on a line like this, and that's just way back behind. Yeah, Lewis Murphy had no shot at catching that. That's high and outside.
Russell 11 of 30, 123 yards. He's not thrown an interception. Second down and 10. Here's the handoff, McFadden, and McFadden met by Cushing, who just eats him up and brings him down.
Well, there he is. I mean, he's been all over the football field as a rookie, Gus, leading an NFL squad in tackles every week. I mean, he's been all over the football field for the Texans, and the entire team has played better defensively today.
Third down and 9 at the 23. Russell in trouble, fumbles. Mario Williams. Hard around the corner, and Connor Barwin picks up the loose ball.
Yeah, as a sack strip, fumble forced, and he just goes by the tight end, and really the Raiders have, Eric Pierce has no chance. Mario Williams with the wide rush. They had a tight end lined up over the top of him. The tight end just released, didn't give him a bump at all, and didn't help Eric Pierce out at all.
His first step was lightning quick. 20th different quarterback that he sacked in his career. And the Texans take over at the 20-yard line of Oakland. Slayton. Tommy Kelly there to grab him. And there's Mario Williams.
I'll tell you, I think the real acid test, Gus, for how good a player's playing, what he's doing, is what his opponents say about him. And the Raiders were very, very complimentary as to what they said about Mario Williams. I think he is a special player, and I know that's not the first team I've heard say that about him. He is a sensational young defensive end who's playing very well and becoming even more and more important to the team he's helping.
Second down and 9 at the 19. Moats. Oh, he's taken down hard. Wow. Once again, Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson, he's been a bright spot for this Raiders secondary.
You know, so many of the rule changes these days, Gus, are about the defense not allowed to hit guys high or whatever. I'll tell you what, they can't make any rules against offensive players hitting the ground hard, and the ground sometimes hits just as hard as players do. And these defenders, if you can get a grip on a guy and get him to the ground is your best ally. Slam him against the ground. They'll never be able to outlaw that.
3rd down and 4 at the 14. Another handoff to Moats. And Moats bottled up Asamoah. Playing the run nicely. Loss of 1. And here comes the field goal team.
Yeah, you talk about it. Nnamdi Asamoah, what a great player he is. And I don't really judge guys like this, Gus, but he's the highest paid cornerback in the National Football League, and in my opinion, deservedly so. You saw what he did there against that running play. So many times those guys are light and nifty and a little bit of a prima donna. Not him. He plays all 4 downs.
Chris Brown in there, attempt one from 33 yards out. Oh, did he get it? No. So Brown good from 26 and 34, misses a 33-yarder. Here's McFadden out of the backfield. Burst of speed. 2nd down and 5 at the 28. Underneath, another drop pass. Lewis Murphy. Wow. It's gone from bad to worse for this Oakland team, who just can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Yeah, no question. And this is a pass. This is a pass that you got to catch. I mean, we can say what you want. Jamarcus Russell may be struggling, but nobody's helping him out too much on the other end of these throws. And some of them they can't help him because they're out of reach, and other times they're just going through their hands.
10 seconds on the play clock. 3rd down and 5. Russell over the middle, and he underthrows the ball intended for Hayward Bay, and the Raiders will punt again. 7 quarters without a touchdown.
You can see the frustration as well in the players. They want to stay out there. They want to try and get these things. And they realize too, when things are going bad, you know, it's easy to say, oh, this and that. You know what? The players know it. They blame themselves. They take responsibility. They know when they should have played better, when they could have played better, and it's frustrating when they don't.
Leckler in to punt once again. Jacoby Jones back deep. Jones has already returned 195 yards. It goes for the fair catch and has it at the 18, a 53-yard punt. Let's take a look around the league. Peyton Manning, another big day. David Garrard, what's going on with Tennessee, Steve?
Boy, I'll tell you what, Gus, it's really amazing. 0-3 this year. 0-4, I believe, this year. I think they lost or are losing.
They were getting killed. 30-3, I believe. Receiving leaders. Massaquoi with Cleveland, 140 yards. He's a rookie. 1st down at the 19. Looks like it paid off for the Cleveland Browns. Eric Mangini changing quarterbacks, going back to Derek Anderson, who was a former Pro Bowler. He's throwing the ball all over the field.
Yeah, and I think all these teams around the league, after this first month, Gus, now that you got 4 games under your belt, these teams have a handle not only on who's playing well for them, they also have more of an identity. When the season starts, you always have a new roster, new guys. You never know exactly how it's going to shake out. I think all these teams, we now have a handle on exactly how good they can be.
2nd down and 6 at the 23. Slayton again. And Slayton gets to the 26-yard line, picks up 3. Ricky Brown there to bring him to the turf. Slayton, 20 carries, 63 yards.
And at this point, they're kind of in the 4-minute mode. The Texans want to get out of this game and have the clock run. Start thinking about what's down the road for them. Garrett Kubiak doesn't want to lose any key players to injury. But by the same token, you want your offense to stay on the field and control the way this game ends.
3rd down and 3 at the 26. Slayton will not get 3 yards. Let's take a look at the upcoming games for the Texans. Next week they're at Arizona, and the following week at Cincinnati, followed by San Francisco.
Yeah, and you look there for the next 5 on the road. And
Cincinnati being challenged today. They're losing at Cleveland.
And I'll tell you, you can say what you want. You can be a good football team, but it's different when you get on the road in the NFL. You really got to play well. The crowd's always against you. Communication becomes a problem. Road games are tough for a reason. And 4 out of the next 5 is a really tough stretch for the Texans.
Turk pops it in the air. Johnny Lee Higgins catches it at the 15, a 46-yard punt. A flag on the play.
And I think the Raiders may have too many men on the field. It's going to be a first down by penalty for the Texans. Another huge mistake.
12 men. Defense. 5-yard penalty. That penalty results in a first down.
And that's that is
explains the day.
There you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's a guy back here returning the punt for 12.
How does that happen, Steve?
Well, it happens.
If you're not supposed to be on the punt return?
Yeah, and Nnamdi Asomugha, the All-Pro cornerback, was the last guy to run out there. They had a guy uncovered. So what happens is probably somebody got tweaked with an ankle, can't go out, and they substitute him for him. Then they thought he wasn't out there. And late in the game it happens because players have been substituted for throughout the game, and then they think they're still substituted for, and they're not. So there's a lot of ways it can happen, but there's really no excuse.
Ryan Moats. Texans have only 5 pass attempts in the second half. 4:20 and counting. Second down and 5 at the 38. The pitch, Moats. And I'm happy for Ryan Moats, Steve. I remember calling the Philadelphia Eagles preseason games the last few years, not this year, but the previous 3 years. And the year before last, Moats injured his ankle on the final day of the preseason and was put on the IR, and eventually he was released from the team and landed up in Houston with this Texan squad. And I think he's done a fine job as a back that comes in for Steve Slayton.
Absolutely. He's played very well today.
Went to Louisiana Tech. 3rd down and 5. Here he is again, and scat back, gets through the hole, picks up a first down. Gain of 8.
You know, you talk about it, Gus. There are young guys all the way around the league that really worry when you have a bad preseason or something happens. They don't know. You don't know how many opportunities you're going to get. Ryan Moats is a guy who got another opportunity, has made the most of it. But it's been my experience, and you talk to coaches, if you're good enough to play, somebody's going to find you or keep track of you until they have a spot for you.
Moats, 12 carries, 57 yards. So the backs have combined for a 100-yard game. Trying to get around the corner. He'll lose yardage on that one. Thomas Howard. I don't think this is a bad Raiders defense. All things considered, I think the defense did a nice job today.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they're up against it. I mean, you're playing against a team that really knows your offense is going to struggle. The offense you're playing against really doesn't have to air it out and take too many chances, so there's really no opportunity for turnovers. So you really can't make the big play on defense. You really just kind of have to play hard every down and try not to give up a big play. And the Raiders, like we said earlier, they're averaging way too many plays per game because of the ineptitude of their offense.
29-6. Texans holding on, 2 minutes remaining. And this Houston team, especially after last week, Steve, losing the way they lost to Jacksonville, this should be a very positive win for them to allow their record to improve to 500.
No question, the way they lost last week, or at least lost the opportunity to tie the football game late, really sticks Sticks in their craw, I think.
Moats again. Thomas Howard there. So Jamarcus Russell, here's the question. How much of this was Russell's fault? And should, after a game like this, he get benched, or is it the whole team?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Certainly it's the whole offense. The defense certainly held their end of the bargain up. They played pretty well given the fact that they were out on the field quite a bit. But 12 for 33, those are his numbers.
A lot of drops, a lot of drops.
Well, there's a lot of drops and pulls. It would have been sensational catches, a lot of missed throws, a lot of inaccurate throws, a lot of throws that came late. I don't know that they're ready to give up on him yet. I don't know that they're ready to sit him down. The more he plays, you got to believe that sooner or later he's going to get better. And if you can stick with him through hard times like this, the reward will be there in the long run.
And Moats running the football. It won't get easier for the Raiders, that's for sure. Next week, they're at the New York Giants. Wow, that's a tough one. The Giants are just rolling. And then Philadelphia at home, followed by the improved and currently undefeated New York Jets. That may change today because they're taking on New Orleans.
And then at San Diego. I mean, it doesn't get easier. That's a tough schedule. Those teams, you know, that's a combined 10-2 of the record as it stands right now for the Raiders' future opponents. But as always, I mean, we said it, Gus, the defense for the Raiders is playing good, and they're playing well enough to win with. And they need some help on the other side of the football, no question about it. But until that happens, the defense is going to have to hold up, actually more than hold up their end of the bargain.
So Turk will punt it from the 30. Flag on the play. Higgins bobbles it rather, muffs it, and it goes out of bounds.
I think they got it. It was caught. Oh, I don't know.
And they say
it is white football.
That's right. They say the Texans get it again.
It bounced forward and was caught as he was sliding out of bounds by Dominique Barber. And that's Joe Marciano in there. Gentleman right here, he knows. And the officials are really, the question is, did he have control of it before he slid out of bounds?
Offside. Defense, number 34. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down, Houston.
Third turnover for the Raiders.
There he is. He drops and it kicks it forward. Now watch as it slides down. Barber comes in, grabs it.
Nice
down play. That's an excellent call. It's the right call as well. He's got it and kicks it, catches it clean, picks it right up off the bounce, holds it tight, and is sliding out of bounds, inbounds. There's no question. That's a good call. That's a heads-up play. Got it. No question.
Right in front of Joe Marciano, their special teams coach.
Joe Marciano.
Barber with a big smile. He'll keep that football.
Well, it's been offense, defense, and special teams. They got the touchdown. They got the turnover. They also got a safety. It's a great play.
Complete game for the Texans as Matt Schaub takes a knee. And Houston will run out the clock. Gary Kubiak on the sideline. He has to be happy. His team did exactly what they wanted to do. They ran the football on offense. They didn't give up big plays on defense, especially on first and second down. He put the kid Pollard in the game at safety. He came up and made some huge hits. Amobi Okoye with a sack. Much better performance by him. And those 50-boy linebackers flowed to the football, came up and made some violent hits, especially Cushing.
Well, we spoke to Gary Kubiak. He said, you know, they have played excellent football at times, particularly defensively. The defense was taking so much heat for the way they played and the big plays they've given up. But he said, and he was right, they have played outstanding football at times. And today they played outstanding football for 4 straight quarters. And along with Cushing, D'Amico Ryans, and Dials, this defense really, really showed up big.
On the other hand, Jamarcus Russell continues to struggle. 12 of 33, 128 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. So the Houston Texans win it to improve to 2-2, 29-6 for Steve Tasker. This is Gus Johnson saying so long from Houston.